Knowledge will forever govern ignorance, and a people who mean to be their own governors must arm themselves with the power which knowledge gives. It is a universal truth that the loss of liberty at home is to be charged to the provisions against danger, real or pretended, from abroad. The right of the citizens to bear arms in defense of themselves and the state shall not be questioned. Disarm the people, that is the best and most effective way to enslave them. If man is not fit to govern himself, how can he be fit to govern someone else? The purpose of the Constitution is to restrict the majority's ability to harm a minority. The best way to avoid danger is to be in a capacity to withstand it. If our nation is ever taken over, it will be taken over from within. The future and success of America is not in this Constitution, but in the laws of God upon which this Constitution is founded. The censorial power is in the people over the government, and not in the government over the people. The presidency alone unites the conjectures of the public. It is a principle incorporated into the settled policy of America, that as peace is better than war, war is better than tribute. But what is government itself, but the greatest of all reflection on human nature? The circulation of confidence is better than the circulation of money. In no instance have the churches been guardians of the liberties of the people. Experience is the oracle of truth, and where its responses are unequivocal, they ought to be conclusive and sacred. If we are to be one nation in any respect, it clearly ought to be in respect to other nations. Religious bondage shackles and debilitates the mind and unfits it for every noble enterprise, every expanded prospect. The means of defense against foreign danger historically have become the instruments of tyranny at home. As a man is said to have a right to his property, he may be equally said to have a property in his rights. Liberty may be endangered by the abuses of liberty as well as by the abuses of power. Of all the enemies to public liberty, war is perhaps the most to be dreaded because it comprises and develops the germ of every other. Let me recommend the best medicine in the world: a long journey at a mild season through a pleasant country in easy stages. Had every Athenian citizen been a Socrates, every Athenian assembly would still have been a mob. If tyranny and oppression come to this land, it will be in the guise of fighting a foreign enemy. All men having power ought to be distrusted to a certain degree. The means of defense against foreign danger have been always the instruments of tyranny at home. The advancement of science and the diffusion of information is the best aliment to true liberty. Equal laws protecting equal rights are the best guarantee of loyalty and love of country. The truth is that all men having power ought to be mistrusted. In republics, the great danger is that the majority may not sufficiently respect the rights of the minority. A standing military force, with an overgrown executive, will not long be safe companions to liberty. No free country has ever been without parties, which are a natural offspring of freedom. Congress shall never disarm any citizen unless such as are or have been in actual rebellion. The circulation of confidence is better than the circulation of money. No nation could preserve its freedom in the midst of continual warfare. Wherever there is interest and power to do wrong, wrong will generally be done. The very definition of tyranny is when all powers are gathered under one place. To suppose that any form of government will secure liberty or happiness without any virtue in the people is a chimerical idea. The means of defense against foreign danger historically have become the instruments of tyranny at home.